Welcome to Behind Global Headlines. Today, we'll explore the fascinating story of the Transcontinental Railroad, a monumental achievement that forever changed the landscape of 19th century America. This engineering marvel connected the East and West coasts, reshaping the nation's economy and society. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Without further ado, let's embark on this incredible journey through time. The year was 1862, and the United States was in the midst of the Civil War. Despite the ongoing conflict, President Abraham Lincoln recognized the urgent need for a railway that would span the continent. On July 1st of that year, he signed the Pacific Railroad Act, setting in motion one of the most ambitious engineering projects in American history. Before we delve into the construction process, let's take a moment to understand the historical context. In the mid-19th century, traveling across the American continent was a perilous and time-consuming endeavor. Settlers, gold seekers, and traders faced treacherous journeys by wagon train, ship, or on foot, often taking months to complete. The need for a faster, more efficient means of transportation was evident, and the railroad would prove to be the answer. The task of building the Transcontinental Railroad fell to two rival companies, the Central Pacific Railroad, working eastward from Sacramento, California, and the Union Pacific Railroad, pushing westward from Omaha, Nebraska. These companies faced numerous challenges, including harsh weather conditions, rugged terrain, and limited resources. The Central Pacific Railroad, led by the Big Four, Leland Stanford, Collis Huntington, Mark Hopkins, and Charles Crocker, began their journey through the formidable Sierra Nevada mountains. They employed thousands of Chinese immigrants who worked tirelessly to blast tunnels through solid granite and build precarious trestles across deep ravines. Meanwhile, the Union Pacific Railroad, under the direction of Thomas Durant and later Grenville Dodge, made its way across the Great Plains. They relied heavily on Irish immigrants, Civil War veterans, and former slaves to lay track across the flat but often inhospitable terrain. The workers faced extreme temperatures, lack of water, and frequent attacks from Native American tribes who saw the railroad as a threat to their way of life. The construction process was a marvel of 19th century engineering and human perseverance. Workers used hand tools, explosives, and primitive machinery to grade the land, build bridges, and lay track. They worked in temperatures ranging from scorching heat to bitter cold, often living in makeshift camps that moved along with the advancing rail line. One of the most impressive feats was the construction of the Summit Tunnel through the Sierra Nevada. Chinese laborers worked around the clock, using nitroglycerin to blast through 1,659 feet of solid granite. This dangerous work claimed many lives, but the tunnel stands as a testament to their skill and determination. As the two rail lines inched closer to each other, a sense of excitement and competition grew. Both companies raced to lay as much track as possible, knowing that more mileage meant more government land grants and subsidies. This led to some questionable practices, including the infamous Hell on Wheels towns that sprang up along the Union Pacific Line, full of saloons, gambling dens, and other vices catering to the workers. Finally, on May 10, 1869, the two rail lines met at Promontory Summit, Utah. The completion ceremony was a grand affair, attended by dignitaries, workers, and journalists from across the country. Leland Stanford, representing the Central Pacific, and Thomas Durant of the Union Pacific drove the final golden spike into the rail with a silver hammer, symbolically joining the nation from coast to coast. The ceremony was broadcast live via telegraph, with the hammer strikes transmitted as dots and dashes across the country. As the final spike was driven, bells rang out in cities from New York to San Francisco, celebrating this momentous achievement. The famous wedding of the rail's photograph showing the two locomotives face to face became an iconic image of American progress and unity. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad had an immediate and lasting impact on the United States. Travel time from New York to San Francisco was reduced from months to just 1 week. This dramatic improvement in transportation and communication helped to unify the country both economically and culturally. The railroad opened up the West to rapid settlement and development. New towns sprang up along the route, and existing cities like Omaha and Sacramento grew into major transportation hubs. The ability to quickly transport goods across the country revolutionized commerce, allowing for the growth of national markets and the rise of large-scale agriculture and industry. However, the railroad also had significant negative consequences for Native American populations. The influx of settlers and the decimation of buffalo herds disrupted traditional ways of life and led to increased conflicts. The railroad played a crucial role in the final stages of the Indian Wars and the forced relocation of many tribes to reservations. The Transcontinental Railroad also had a profound impact on the natural environment. Forests were cleared, mountains were tunneled, and rivers were bridged to make way for the iron horse. While this transformation enabled unprecedented economic growth, it also marked the beginning of large-scale environmental changes that would continue into the 20th century. In the decades following its completion, the Transcontinental Railroad became a symbol of American ingenuity and determination. It inspired further railway construction, leading to a vast network of rails that crisscrossed the nation. This network would remain the primary means of long-distance travel and freight transport until the rise of the automobile and aviation in the 20th century. Today, much of the original Transcontinental Railroad route is still in use, carrying freight and passengers across the American West. The Golden Spike National Historical Park in Utah preserves the site of the 1869 ceremony, allowing visitors to step back in time and imagine the moment when East met West on the rails. The story of the Transcontinental Railroad is more than just a tale of tracks and trains. It's a testament to human ambition, technological innovation, and the power of connection. It reminds us that great achievements often come at great cost, and that progress can have both positive and negative consequences. As we reflect on this monumental chapter in American history, we're reminded of the complex legacy of the Transcontinental Railroad. It was a triumph of engineering that helped forge a nation, but also a project that came with significant human and environmental costs. Understanding this history in all its complexity helps us better appreciate the forces that have shaped our modern world. Thank you for watching this episode of Behind Global Headlines. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more exciting content about the events and innovations that have shaped our world. See you in the next video.